$100 bills. They're worth $2,800 or more in this video. Now don't get me wrong, $100, it's a lot of money. But imagine having a $100 bill and it be worth significantly more money than you spent it for. That's the reality, and it's happening every single day to people that have no idea what they're holding in their hand. Let's take this $100 bill for example. Now, if you're older like me, you'll know that this is a relatively old bill. This one is from 1928. It's a small-faced Benjamin bill, and it's not the best condition. It's at a 45 ppq by PCGS. That means you've got at least 3 folds on this bill. Now, there's a few things that make this banknote really, really rare. One thing I want to tell you is that 1928 was actually when the US first started making small size bills. Now, you may be asking, what do you mean small size bills? Pretty much any paper money that you have with you right now is considered to be a small size paper money bill. Before 1928, everything was large size. So imagine a banknote that was much larger. The US made these large bills, but they were very bulky and bothersome, and they would definitely not fit into your wallet. They would fit into a purse, obviously, but not a wallet. Now, what makes this bill rare is the fact that it's a 1928 and it's a star note and a low serial number. So let me break that down really quickly. Star note means that it's a replacement note for an error note or a damaged bill during the printing process. All you gotta know is that a star will make your banknote rare. Next, the low serial number, it's a 12. That's kind of cool, right? Collectors want to have a banknote with a cool serial number. Next, you're gonna see a large number 6 on the left-hand side. If your banknote has a large number, that means you have a numeral type bill, and numeral type bills are more rare and more valuable. Most people will have a non-numeral type bill, and instead of a number, they'll have a big letter there. In this case, it would be a large F, but if it's a numeral type, it would be a large 6. And I know that because this is from the Federal Reserve of Atlanta, and the start of the serial number will always match that, which is an F, and F is also the 6th letter in the alphabet. I know I just dropped a lot on you right there, but you don't really need to worry about those details. All you gotta know is that 6 means it's a numeral type and it's more rare and valuable. If the condition was better and there were not all these folds, it would have sold for a lot more money than $2,880. $3,600 for this 1966 $100 bill legal tender note. So before you click off, let me tell you, this is a genuine Red Seal United States bill. A lot of people will look at this and be like, oh, this thing is fake. Well, companies like PMG and PCGS, for a living, these graders will grade banknotes like this to make sure they're authentic and genuine. If they accidentally grade a note that is not genuine, they have to pay back whoever bought the note. So they are liable for something like this whenever it happens. But the US made legal tender bills back in the day, and they were fully redeemable at your local bank, or you can pay with them at a store or anywhere like that. Although we highly advise against doing that, because if you were to do that, then you would turn a $100 bill and only get $100 for it. Instead, this person was able to get it graded and sell it online for $3,600. All right, 1966A legal tender note, really high grade here at a 68. It sold for $4,320. $5,760 for this 1928 $100 bill from the Federal Reserve of Atlanta. This is once again a numeral type bill, but the grade is very, very high at a 67. Now, really quick, the way to get a really high grade is 1, your banknote should not have a single fold on it whatsoever. I'm talking about even a fold on the corner that hits the design of the bill. That would drop your banknote to the grade of a 58 immediately. The next thing, once you have a bill that has no folds on it, you're going to want to look for the centering. When I say the centering, I'm looking at the margin. So that white border around the bill, look for a bill that is very nicely centered where the margins are equal all the way around. The closer your centering is with no handling on the bill and no folds, that is going to get you a very highly graded note. This one sold for $5,760. $6,000. Now, this is something we're all used to seeing, right? It's a 2017 $100 bill. It's a big-faced Benjamin with that big blue strip right on the side there. Now, if you didn't know, the US actually had an incredibly hard time producing this bill for the reason that it is jam-packed with a ton of security features to deter counterfeiting. It's much easier for a counterfeiter to produce one of the older bills because of the lack of security features. That blue strip is nearly impossible to replicate, plus all of the other security features on this note, like the optical variable ink there right under the pen feather. You've got the watermark on the right, and you also have a bunch of micro text everywhere. All you gotta know is that this banknote is jam-packed with really great security features. This one right here sold for $6,000, and mainly it's gonna come down to the fact that it's a solid number 3 serial number. If you have a rare serial number, hold it safe because $6,000 it sold sold for. All right, this one is really cool. One of my favorite types of notes. It's a gold certificate from 1928. If you did not know, back in the day, you could exchange this $100 bill to your local bank and they would give you 100 gold coins. Isn't that just amazing? I wish this was still the case today. However, this $100 bill is in really good condition. It was graded by PCGS Banknote at a 63. It is from 1928. It's a gold certificate and it sold for $7,800. Just a beautiful banknote. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We do hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one.